Okay, this is a quick video for Natalie, just to see how using a video helps. We're going to talk about solving an absolute value equation. This is called an absolute value equation because it has the quantity x minus 8 and absolute value symbols. But let's start with a basic one, and then we'll work up to that one. If I have something like the absolute value of x equals 7, and I want to solve that for x, the way that you kind of remove the absolute value symbols is to say that the expression inside the absolute value symbols either has to be equal to this number, which is positive, or it has to equal its opposite. So this is what you write. And that's the solution set for this first equation. So that's the basic step. That's the simplest type of absolute value equation you can come up with. If I'm on a number line, and here's 0, here's 7, and here's -7, these are the two numbers that are 7 units away from 0. That's kind of what we mean by absolute value. How far is the number from 0? Well, both of these numbers are 7 units away from 0. Okay, so for this problem right here, let me switch back to a color. Let's go to black. 3 times the absolute value of x minus 8 plus 15 equals 18. What we want to do when we solve an absolute value equation, assuming there's only one absolute value symbol, if there's more than one absolute value symbol, it gets quite a bit harder, but I don't think you're going to have anything like that. The idea is we want to isolate that expression. So it's just like solving an equation. We're going to transpose the plus 15 to the right side by transposing it or shifting it to the other side of the equal sign and changing its sign. So we'll have 18 minus 15 is 3. That's what your next step should look like. Then we divide both sides by the coefficient of the expression we're trying to isolate. So we divide both sides by 3. Again, we don't have to do anything other than this. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now we're down to this kind of equation. The expression in absolute value either has to equal 1 or it has to equal -1. That's how you remove the absolute value symbols when you're solving an absolute value equation. Now you just solve each of these individually. Here we add 8 to both sides, so x equals 9. Or we add 8 to both sides, and x equals 7. Those are the numbers that make this equation true. The reason is if I put 9 in for x, 9 minus 8 is 1. The absolute value of 1 is still 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 15 is 18. If I put 7 in for x, 7 minus 8 is -1, but the absolute value of -1 is still 1. And I end up with the same calculations. So this was the correct answer. I would be curious to understand what process you went through to decide on no solution. And this is where it's going to be helpful for us to meet face to face so that I can see what kind of work you're doing to end up with incorrect solutions. But anyway, I'm going to end this video, send it along, and this will give us an idea of how we might be able to work together online.